public service announcement brought to you by the Blue Moon Guys. We accept full responsibility for lack of self-control during the show and encourage you to let out your crazy, sit back, relax, and let the insanity begin.
Yeah, let the insanity begin. All right, it is midnight, Wednesday, July 23rd. In 8 more days, it will be, no, 9 more days, 8 more days, it'll be the 1st of August. And that
No, it's
lights
not.
right on my face.
It's not midnight, it's 6 a.m.
Okay. Well, excuse me. I don't know. Do I have that? I thought I had that.
No, we need to get that.
We got 2 wild and crazy guys. That's what we got. All right, so let's see who we got on board with us. We got Deb. Hello, Deb. That's me. C-Cat. Heather. Hello, Heather. Dolores. We're getting a crowd here already. 11 people online. You guys don't sleep like we. Of course, you guys are somewhere else in the world, aren't you? Some of you guys are out on the West Coast, that side, so it's not even midnight for you yet. What else we got here? Teresa, hello. Hope I stay awake. Well, we will work our best to keep you guys awake. Hey, Val. Purple Green is wide awake. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon for her.
Yeah, she's in a comfortable time slot.
She's not mowing the lawn yet. Lily, hello, Lily.
You can see my toothaches let up. I'm back to my old self again.
We went from 11 to 3 watch. Was it something I said? Purple Green, happy birthday to all born under this sign. What sign is this? Anybody know what sign this is?
I have no idea.
I have no clue about the signs. It's 11 p.m. there, Dolores. So you are in Central Time Zone, amiga. Yeah, right. So we'll see who else pops in. We got the high perps. We got Heather's name. Right? It's what? It's 5:30. Oh yeah, 5:30. 5. It's not midnight. It is 5. Heather is. You must be that's right. You're in the UK, aren't you, Heather? All right. We got a few things. We got a pretty good. We got part 3, volume 3 of our definitive Elvis box set, The Hollywood Years, volume 1. I got a few things I want to touch on. So, what is everybody's thoughts about Epic coming out in September? Any thoughts? And Toronto Film Festival. I'm kind of confused as why they're doing it in Toronto. That's been brought up by a few people, but it must be. I don't know. Let's go to our plane. Let's go to the scene. Oh, I need to hide that. That's for later. Go back to comments. It's cancer. Okay. Leo. Okay. We got it. Leo or cancer. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
all right.
I'm kind of psyched. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's only, there's conversations about it being only 100 minutes long, but I kind of have a theory about that. We'll talk about that here in a minute. I got a few theories about the whole thing. Of course, I'm sure I will be completely 100% dead wrong when it all comes out. But let me do this. I share. Okay. All right. So this is the website for Toronto International, I think it is, Film Festival. So the tickets and it looks like they're going to announce the tickets to be August 12th. The full schedule for the showtimes for Epic Elvis Presley concert is on August 12th. So that is what, 3 weeks? Right about 3 weeks before you can start getting tickets.
Australia, United States.
What's that?
No, I'm reading where the They putting tickets on sale.
Yeah, Australia, United States, world premiere in Australia. Oh, so he must be doing a premiere in Australia too. But then Toronto's not United States, is it? Special presentations. Oh, that's other stuff. So that's all they've got on their site yet. So all we know is it's going to be in September, and between the 4th and the 12th, I think it is in September, is when all it's going to be showing. So they'll release the dates of the shows on the 12th, a month before. So those of you will take the trip to go, that'll be cool. That'll be really cool to be able to go to the premiere like that. Hello, Lori. We're just talking about the epic. I got the website up right now. You can see the website there, can't you, Kim?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So this
Excuse me,
is
guys.
all the information they have on the website right now. There's description. No, that's all. This is the description. This is all they got. It's 100 minutes long, and I'm psyched. So based upon the poster for it, he sings and he talks about his career, his life. So I think this is what I think. This is not going to be the only one he does. First of all, I think it'll be a series of them. He's got so much. It would be pointless for him to try to wheedle it all down to one thing and have a 3 or 4 hour epic thing with director's cut and all that. Or he could once a year release a new, because I think it's going to be a whole concert from the tapes.
You know what would be
just kind of like that's the way it is, you know.
That would be cool.
And then let me close this out. That's enough of that thing. And what I think is he's got, from what I've heard, he's got video from That's the Way It Is, from Elvis on Tour, and from the 61 Hawaii concert, which would be freaking awesome.
Awesome to see, yeah.
Oh my God. Especially in high def and clear and sound and stereo and oh. But anyway.
Oh, Renee made a video about it.
Oh, did he? I'll have to
we have to go check that out.
We'll have to check that out, yeah. Is it a long video or is it a short one? I just have no luck with talking about shorts. Okay,
shorts,
so hidden
poles.
I'm going to Hidden Minds right now. Let's see Hidden Minds. So he did one. Oh, really? What? It's a 10-minute video.
Wow.
I know he wouldn't mind me playing it, but I don't know if I want to take a chance on getting. Would I get? Okay, let me see something here. Live stream. Okay. Ooh, it'd be cool if he was on with us. So,
he might pop in.
What do you think if I played it? Anybody interested in me playing it? Carrie Faulkner. Hello, welcome. All that audio from 72 where Elvis talks has been available for years. I really hope this is worthwhile. I think what they're going to do is, I know that a lot of that stuff it's not high quality, but I'm sure there's going to be some stuff in this that we've seen before, but it's going to be enhanced in better quality and better sound. But I'm looking forward to all the stuff we've never seen before. Renee, right? You know what? It's only 10 minutes long. Let me try this.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't mind.
No, he won't mind. Okay, so let me go here. He's always told me anytime I want to. All right, hold on a second here, guys. Let me do this. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you're right, Lily. Where's Olga?
She's working.
She's working.
Yeah, she works. She's been working a lot. She's slamming it lately because.
Oh yeah, she's making up the hours for Elvis week.
Yeah. All right, so How's that? Like, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start it. Let me know if you can hear it. Just say yes or no whether you can hear it.
A myth among Elvis school lovers and music historians. The rumor of long-lost footage. Outtakes from his most iconic concert films and recordings the world have never seen. Material thought to be forgotten forever. Stored and forgotten in the deepest, darkest corners of film archives. But these rumors were more than just stories.
Hidden Olga.
They were real. Hidden from the world, deep within the vaults of Warner Brothers. These secrets waited until now. After a years-long search and a highly secretive restoration project,
I'm going to tell you, Renee is an excellent narrator.
Yes.
Excellent, especially for a person whose second language is English. He masters it very well. I love this guy. I mean, I absolutely love this guy.
And his English gets better with every video. He speaks easier and easier every time he posts.
Yeah. All right, let me let it go. I'll keep my freaking mouth shut. Maybe I'll eat a burger while I'm
Director Baz Luhrmann, the man behind the Elvis biopic, has opened the vault. And what his team uncovered has the potential to reshape everything we thought we knew about the king. This isn't just a documentary. This is an archaeological find.
Wow.
These are the secret Elvis archives, finally revealed. To understand how massive this discovery is, we have to go back. What exactly was in 1970 and 1972?
I might have to be
two
careful
monumental concert films were released. Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and Elvis on Tour. These films largely shaped the world's image of Elvis, the charismatic showman in his iconic jumpsuits. But for every minute that made it into theaters, hours of material were shot.
Okay, I definitely had to pause it for that comment, Lily. I grew up on In-N-Outs, and where I live, they do not exist. And now you have got me. I will be dreaming of In-N-Out tonight. Thank you for that.
After editing, the outtakes were stored in high security facilities, some deep underground in Kansas salt mines. Hundreds of meters below the surface, in a perfectly climate-controlled environment, dozens of film reels waited. During research for this 2022 biopic, Baz Luhrmann and his team stumbled upon persistent rumors about this forgotten treasure. They launched a focused search through the Warner Brothers archives, and what they found exceeded all expectations.
Okay, guys, hold on a second. We'll leave him a comment. Renee. I gotta turn my light on here.
Say, hope you don't mind.
Look at that, I'm actually spelling the words right.
Mm-hmm.
She is TCB, brother. Renee, we're watching this live right now. Cool. Okay, I just want to make sure I got that in there.
68 boxes full of never before seen images and audio. A discovery of historic proportions. But that was only the beginning.
I love his sound effects.
Finding the archives
He really does
goes
to a lot of trouble.
The film negatives were reportedly well preserved, but material that's over 50 years old is by definition fragile. What followed was a massive technological and artistic undertaking.
If you guys don't subscribe to this channel, you really need to.
According to Luhrmann, this wasn't your standard remastering process. It was something more like a forensic archaeology. While not every technical detail has been disclosed, we can imagine what such a restoration might involve. Digitally scanning footage, recalibration faded colors, and carefully removing scratches and damage bringing to life material that had been unseen for decades. The biggest challenge, the audio. Many recordings were, in Lerman's words, incomplete or in poor quality. His team had to get creative, using unconventional sources to reconstruct missing segments. And we won't know the full results until the premiere, but the promise is clear. Not just a soundtrack, but an immersed soundscape that places you right in the concert hall.
Hi,
you feel
Olga.
Elvis's voice, the power of the TCB band, like you were really there. Amid the concert footage, the team made another crucial discovery: lost interview tapes.
Two ex-NASA engineers just created a portable AC that is making old expensive models.
Recordings where Elvis speaks candidly about his music, his life, his doubts, and his dreams. These recordings became the key to the entire project. Lerman realized he could do more than make a concert film. He could make a film where Elvis himself is the narrator, a film that breaks the myth and shows the man in his own words. Before we dive deeper into what's been revealed and how it could change our view of Elvis, take a second to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss updates on this project or other deep dives into Elvis.
I love it.
The result of this monumental effort has a name: Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. And the title says it all. According to the creators, this isn't just a compilation of old clips, but a completely new, immersive film experience. The movie will have its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival in September 2025, where the world will finally see what was hidden in those vaults. What can we expect? Epic promises a seamless blend of iconic, familiar performances and a wealth of never-before-seen material. The structure is unique. Elvis himself leads us through his story. By combining restored interview audio with concert footage, the film becomes an autobiographical concert. We don't just see the performer, we hear his thoughts and reflections. And the visuals go beyond just the famous Vegas shows. Alongside the professional outtakes from That's the Way It Is and Elvis on Tour, the team unearthed rare 8mm amateur footage, often shot by fans or staff. That gives us an unfiltered look at Elvis, away from the professional cameras.
Wow.
Naturally, this has sparked fan speculation. The holy grail for many, footage from his 1957 performance in Honolulu, where he wore his legendary gold lame jacket. These images are extremely rare, but Lerman has confirmed that precious moments from that show has been included. It raises hopes that we'll see an Elvis beyond just the 70s era. It's that promise of a fuller, richer picture that makes Epic so important. It's the chance to see Elvis through a new lens.
His presentation.
Why does this matter? Because it's more than nostalgia. This is cultural heritage, cultural archaeology. In an age where everything seems to be online, these are literally new chapters being uncovered. And not stories told about Elvis, but by him. Lerman's project has two key goals. One, to preserve Elvis's legacy while introducing it to a new generation. Two, to redefine the narrative beyond the cliches, the myth, and the tragedy. We see Elvis as an artist, a human being, a voice asking to be heard again. An epic may only be the beginning. With 68 boxes of material, it's not unthinkable that more episodes or even a series could follow.
That would be
all
awesome.
signs point to this being just the first chapter. The journey of these long-lost film reels is a story in itself. From a dark silent archive vault to a state-of-the-art restoration lab, and soon the cinema screens around the world. Baz Luhrmann's project is more than digging up old footage, it's a cultural act of revival, a chance to bring a legend back to life and let him speak for himself. Half a century after the camera stopped rolling. It's a monumental effort that brings up closer to the man behind the myth than ever before. But now the question is for you. If you could choose one moment, one song, or one unseen piece of Elvis history, what do you hope Baz Luhrmann found? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the vaults of music history. I'll see you in the next video.
He's good, man.
Brilliant. Brilliantly done.
Wow. Good one, Renee.
Very good.
That really kind of puts it all on a nice big capsule and just can't get here soon enough.
68 boxes of film reels.
I know.
There's a shitload of material there.
All right, let me get caught up here. Lori, hello, goodbye. Let's see where we got. So, oh God, Carrie Faulkner. I hope they get lots of footage, but I can't see them making a very long movie. I don't know, 68 boxes of video. That's a lot.
I was thinking that too before he said it, actually. I started thinking about that the other day. Maybe he's going to do like a series kind of thing.
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Some kind of, because you got, that's the way it is. You got Elvis on tour, and you got supposedly the Hawaii, 61 Hawaii concert. And from what I get the impression of, it's going to be a concert. It may be of different shows or all that, but it's just that's the way it is. But it'll be cool to see a concert that we haven't seen, and then he sees some enhanced and outtakes, or even some of the conversations that he had behind the scenes with the directors and all that.
Yeah, and I'm with you too. I think with all the film reels that he's uncovered, it seems illogical to spend all that money, time on cleaning up that footage and sound and all the rest of it just to do 1.5 hours of movie.
Yeah, I kind of feel really bad though, because I think there's a book release coming out in September, and the thunder might be taken away from it all. If you guys get my drift.
I nearly fell for that one. I nearly said, "Oh, really? What book?"
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a pisser for that one, as far as, all the build up for a book release. All of a sudden, nobody's going to give a shit. We want to see this epic, what book? What book?
That would be awesome.
True Elvis fans would buy all the footage if it was available now, if it's restored. So what I'll do is, even though everybody can watch it, I really, Renee and I have become pretty good friends, through some collaborations. He joined us for Inside the Studio once, and we've talked, and he's got a awesome product. And I'm so happy to see the growth he's had, and I love watching his stuff. He just does some great productions, and I can't recommend more to anybody about subscribing to his channel. You really need to do it. So, but I think what I'll do is as he puts out stuff and updates, I'd like to kind of do this. I'm gonna run it by him, let him know. I might, do it as a kind of a discussion. I don't think it'd be good if I showed every video. I just did it on this one, but maybe we could just do kind of a discussion on what maybe he'll join us too.
Yeah.
Purple, you're Blu-ray. Oh, can you imagine all that on Blu-ray?
Ooh. Ooh.
True Elvis fans would buy all the footage if it was available. Now, if it's restored, it would. I'll tell you what. I got a couple guitars I'd sell in a heartbeat for that. I got one I wouldn't, but yeah. So, all right, a couple other announcements before we get in the movies. I got into the movie. I got a couple other things that I kind of want to share with you. You're kind of going to get a laugh out of. So, all right, now with the Circle G Ranch, no longer. Every year we did a bit of a drive for donations to send flowers to for Elvis Week. So I've decided. Olga and I have talked about. She mentioned to me if I was going to do anything about flowers for it. So what I want to do is let me get this here. Get back to my layers. That one? No, it's on this one. Okay, so for Elvis Week 2025. Come on, it's gonna be up here, right? There we go. I want to start taking. We got until the week before the 15th to put it in order for flowers, and I'm going to show you a website here in a second of what we're. I spoke to a company, Pew's Flowers. There, it's kind of a cute name when I got to think about it. Their mascot is a skunk. It's really cute. Lady was really nice there, and I talked to her. She recommended some things, and we could put together whatever kind of package we got. But I want to try to generate some donations toward it. $5, $1, $10, whatever you guys could give. I don't want to lose that annual thing getting of the remembrance of Elvis passing. So what? Let me share this one with you. All right. Here we go. I'm getting the hang of this thing. So this is Pew's, and these are sympathy spreads. I want to get one on an easel, and we were talking about possibly a kind of a blue and white theme on the flowers, and I was looking at something along this line right here on the. I don't know if you can see my mouse there, but the one on right there, center left. They're purple and yellow. Make those kind of a red. Well, we could choose the colors, but a white and a blue, and then get some red and black ribbon to put. Because Rich is going to join us too. Rich is going to on his show channel, Elvis for the Record, is going to also do a drive to join us. So on the ribbon, we're going to put Elvis-A-Z and Elvis for the Record, and then on the flowers on the easel will be a list of everyone who donated, with the exception of those who want to remain anonymous. So I've got a video. I almost got it finished today, but all this other stuff came up, and I got caught up in that. So I have about a 2-minute video coming out to kind of get the drive going, because I don't want to lose any time on this. So right now, the best way I've got in order to obtain some donations, you can email me. In the past, when we were doing the flowers, some people sent me a check. So just email me if you need to get my address to send me a check. Or I also have Elvis. I have a Elvis-A-Z Cash App, and then I have PayPal. It's just actually Elvis-A-Z too, but they put it under my name because I don't want a business account. So the links to these will be in the description below, and you can also, if you want to replay. Come on, Rick. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. It's not doing it. That's weird. Stupid. I'm playing whack-a-mole here. Um, Anyway, I'll have the links down below. But if you want to help put towards it, we will be getting an arrangement for this, and whatever helps out to for us to get a as nice of an arrangement as we can get. But I don't want this has been done for 14, 15 years through the CGF Foundation. I want to carry it on, and this year I want to do it and remember. I mean, not remember. That's the wrong word. In honor of Lesley, and also too, I want to make sure she's recognized on this because she started the tradition as far as with what I've been involved in, and I just kind of feel with a lack of I feel like there's something missing if I don't do this. So, anyways, there'll be a video coming out. Make sure you've got the notifications for my channel, and then it will have all the links to be able to donate. I'm gonna be really pushing this with every one of our shows, and like I said, I don't expect people to. This is not a you got to donate. That's not what it is. You do what you do. You do what you're able to handle, or if not, just pass it on. Pass it on to the people. Let them know. We want to really have a really nice arrangement. And if you have any ideas, just feed us some of your ideas. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let me catch up on some comments here. Oh, is this about the time I found you guys last year? You guys had already ordered for the flowers, I believe. Yeah, that was with CGF. Yeah, I remember that, CCAT. Dr. CJ is GP. I have no idea what that means. Doctor, you mean this guy? Well, that ain't gonna show, is it, dumbass? Lily, purple green. Rick, that's great. Awesome. I'm ready for Elvis Week. Yeah. Oh, she's buffering. She may be in and out. Anyway, anything anybody could do to help out would be great. But we are going to be doing something. And here for you guys, I got this for you. Let me get rid of these, and let me see if this is going to show. Yeah, I think for all of you who are dreaming, there you go. There's Dr. Carpenter right there for you, coming to heal you.
Yeah, you're right, Heather. I'm an hour ahead of you guys.
So I just wanted. So like I said, I'm going to promote this on every one of our lives, and I'm going to put out a couple videos between and once every week, just as a reminder. I mean, if you could only do $1, that's $1. It helps, but it's all for Elvis and Elvis Week. I've been, I did this the last 3 or 4 years. So if you're uncomfortable with donating to Cash App or PayPal, there's no fees on those. If you have Cash App's free. If you have, you can send to PayPal. You don't have to have PayPal. You can send it, and you can pay through a credit card there. It's the normal fee as if you were doing a fee if you're running your debit card or credit card at a grocery store. No difference. There's no fees for it, and it'll go straight to my account. And I'm transparent. I will show all the donations. I will not put the names up, but I will show the donations and when they came in, so everybody knows. So I think everybody here trusts me. I'm not going to be running off with any. I can't run off anywhere, anyways. If I could, I'd roll out and get me an In-N-Out hamburger. Now that you guys got me thinking about In-N-Outs, somebody said Chick-fil-A a minute ago. Damn you! Just two of my favorite sandwiches. So that's that. It's coming to the news at the beginning. I know we got some videos to go on. So what else? Right here. Oh shit. Did I just leave us? No, thank God. I thought I just left us. All right, so let me see. I get going here. I get excited about stuff. All right, so here we go. Is Kirsty with us yet? Kirsty not here?
No.
All right, so I got some real or not real.
Morning, Janet.
Okay, that's Elvis with Lisa Marie. Now, if you say that's real, you have to leave my channel. You can no longer come back anymore.
Yeah, if that's real, then my name is George.
That's not even Lisa Marie in the first place.
No.
It says, on August 15, 1977, Elvis Presley spent his last full day of life doing something that showed just how much he adored his little girl, Lisa Marie. That does not look like a little girl to me.
No. Definitely not a 9-year-old one.
Yeah.
Maybe little in stature.
Excuse me, guys. Okay, so tell me something. Has anybody ever seen Elvis have a hairstyle like this? Looks like some South African. What was that guy? Acne guy or whatever it was, some skin guy. Boy, let's. Dolores just says no. Yeah, that's that's a very woke picture. These people need to stop. Ain't that true?
That's about the only hairstyle I've ever seen that will not suit Elvis.
It's just the little flip over the side. If everybody wants a copy of that, I'll be glad to email it to you. I guess I only got one thing to say to that. Oh, Jesus. Lily goes, my hunk still looks hot. Lily goes, my hunk looks like Bob's Big Boy. Have you ever seen Bob's Big Boy, Kim?
Yeah.
Purple Green goes, no, thank you. All right, so that's all I got on those. I only found a couple this week. I think that was probably enough. Now, I've been talking about our Midnight Madness radio show we're going to be starting here. Hopefully we get the first one in this week. This is the graphic. Actually, there's a kind of a graphic I combined with AI and myself. So
look at Lori's comment. She's like, to defense of Elvis, she's like, who said he can't take a bad picture?
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, Lori, you ever the optimist. I must give you that. I guess Elvis also entitled to have bad pictures, right?
All right, so this is my graphic that I've created for our radio show. Y'all give me a yes or no whether you like it, and this is a serious one. This is serious. This is my graphic for Midnight Madness with Elvis. What do you think, Cam?
Yeah, I like that. Something different.
Elvis is Gomer Pyle. That's surely be more than 100 minutes. My gosh. I think there would be, we were talking about that. I think it's going to be a series of them. I don't think it's going to be just one. So just let me know if you guys like that. I kind of like to get you. Yeah, Janet says she loves it. Lily loves it. So we got that, and then I got another one. It's instead of I decided to do. We're going to have a little section of talking with Dr. Rick. Well, it's going to be Dr. John Carpenter. So you guys might like that better. Or maybe I'll stick with Dr. Rick. I don't know. That kind of sounds... Yeah. Anyway, you guys pick that one. But anyways, Cam and I are really excited about doing the radio show. It's going to be a 2-hour radio show twice a week. And hopefully. Hopefully. And hopefully we can hold it to just 2 hours. I don't know. But at least with the radio... we could go as long as we want, but really want to generate some conversations. Call in. Oh, Dr. Rick, you won't believe what my husband did this week, or my boyfriend, or my girlfriend, or my children, or my lawyer. So funny. All right, guys. So that covers that. Thanks. I think everybody likes that one. Comments, where am I at? Come on, lovely. Okay, good. Thanks, everybody. All right. So this is the the last thing before we get into the Hollywood years. All right, so one of you all out there, and I don't, as you guys know, I never say who sends me emails, but a lot of you send me little links to videos that they found. In fact, I got one tonight just before I was getting ready to go, to get everything put together. So I didn't have a time to watch the whole thing. So I'm going to go back. It may be one that we're going to watch as a watch party because it's about 40 minutes long. But this one was, it was, all this is just a clip out of it. So I don't want to run everybody off on this, but it is related to Priscilla, but it's going to make you laugh your ass off because this is version 3 of when Elvis died and Lisa Marie was finding out. And it's just, now the sound quality, the guy that filmed it, this was done in March, I think, early this year in Bad Nahum.
Yeah, Bad Nahum.
And it was done there, and a guy went to go see it. It was kind of interesting at the beginning. He was out in front of the house. He was talking, and he was going to go the intimate night with Lisa, with Priscilla Presley, and he was going, and they said no recording, but he stuck a phone in there, and he recorded it. So the sound quality is not good. So what I did is I captioned it, so you guys will be able to read what she's saying. So this is it. This is a little bit of a irritating thing. And which one do I have it on now? Do I have it on this one? Oh, where do I have it? I'm such an idiot. Come on. Did I really? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, so hang on to your giblets. You're going to laugh at this one. This excuse I haven't heard before.
And I said, well, what's happening? What's going on? He said he didn't say. He just said, give a message to you that you've got to call him as soon as possible. When we didn't have phones, at that time, hand phones, so I rushed to my house, and the phone was ringing. I could hear it as I was driving in my driveway.
Okay, so she's driving in her driveway, and she could hear the phone ringing inside her house.
She's got a good phone.
And I'm going, oh my God, I hope nothing happened. I was thinking my daughter, because she was away at camp, and I thought something happened.
Oh, now she was at camp?
Yep.
My God.
Elvis was trying to get me. Some people were trying to get me. So I'm thinking everything. I got to the phone. I go, Joe, what's going on? What's happening? And he said, Zella, it's Elvis. And I go, what about him? And he said, he's no longer with us. He's dead. And I went, what? What are you talking about, Joe? Joe used to be our comic. He used to, kid around. I said, Joe, don't do this, And he goes, Zella, I mean it. You have to come to Memphis. And I'm going, oh my God. So he stopped on the side of the road, and my sister and I were talking, and Joe had said,
oh, now she stopped on the side of the road after being in the house?
Yeah, thank you.
That was probably the hardest, most horrible phone call, not probably was, that I had ever gotten. In fact, that.
So she stops on the side of the road with a cell phone that didn't exist back then. Because how could she be talking to him if she's...
And she heard the phone ringing when she was driving in her driveway. So she drove in the driveway, answered the phone, ran back out, got in the car, and drove down the street and stopped on the side of the road. She had a long telephone cord.
Past, it was very, very hard to even accept. It was, it was, I had to, when I went home, I went to my room and closed the door to be by myself and just try to figure this out, what happened. I had talked to him just a couple of days before, and then I found out, that he...
This is what's going to piss you off even more. Listen to what she says next.
That there's a lot of medication, a lot of stuff that he had, and other instances as well, so, which I don't like to talk about. But
which you just did.
It was heartbreaking.
I'm really...
I lose everybody on that one.
I'm starting to really think she isn't mentally all there. Her piglets aren't in the same, in the same corral anymore. She's really losing the plot. She's really, and I say this with all respect, she's demented.
Yeah. But
Because of,
the other thing though too is she's always, as far as I've in some of the research and when I read these books and everything, I there's just something about that's she's always been that way where the facts change. So it's,
yeah,
I can't. I kind of agree that her is going, but she's always had that proclivity to change her story. But yeah, I think it's getting worse. I mean, come on. Her whole freaking story is totally different now. Lisa Marie's at camp. She
yeah,
goes in, she can hear the phone ringing as she's driving in the driveway, which means the motor's going and the
yeah,
phone's in the house. And then the next thing you know, she's talking to somebody. She has to pull over to the side of the road.
yeah. And like Laurie said too,
That house phone's got one hell of a long cord.
yeah, and like Laurie said, she shows absolutely no emotion. It's like she's recounting. It's
Yeah.
a,
And then she brings up, I don't like to bring it up, and then she brings it up, the medication. Right on, sitting right there. Why even say anything about that? What's the point? Anyway, I thought I got a kick out of that because I just think it's ridiculous. I feel sorry for her in one aspect because I think she's losing it, and I think she's milking this intimate night, and that's why I seriously think this is going to set her off with the Boz's movie coming out in September at the same time her book's coming out.
if this is the kind of BS that she's sitting on a stage and spewing, can you imagine what bullshit's gonna come in a book?
What's that Donna saying? One of only 4 of 5 I watch now. He does a great, yeah, Renee, yeah. No, you're right. Okay, let me catch up with some comments and let's go watch let's watch the video. I kind of got sidetracked here, but yeah, Val doesn't feel sorry for her. I in
No,
some
I
aspects don't
don't.
feel sorry for it at all.
I don't.
And what I do not feel sorry for, and why I don't feel sorry for her.
Oh,
Well, if
that's
she is having issues, why aren't the people around her doing anything about it? Jerry Schilling, who's supposed to be real close to her, why isn't he saying anything? Why doesn't he do anything? There's got to be somebody that's close to her that would say something. So that kind of tends me to believe that she's not having. I don't know. I don't want to get into discussion. Let's watch a great video. This is called The Definitive Elvis Part 3, The Hollywood Years Volume 3, Hollywood Years Part 1. Yeah, she does. She has a son, and I need
From
to
the
turn the
moment he
volume on me
stepped
now.
onto his first soundstage
yeah, just a little.
until the
just
day
ahead.
he walked off his last, Elvis Presley created a motion picture legacy that will never be forgotten. Between
Yeah, that's
1956 and 1969, he starred in 32 films. Some good,
Now you know what I do for an encore.
some, well,
I'm the 𝐏𝐸𝐳𝐸.
Elvis's Hollywood years parallel the milestones in his private life. Sometimes what went on behind the scenes was more interesting than what was captured on celluloid, because the real Elvis Presley was a lot more compelling than the two and sometimes one-dimensional characters he played on the big screen.
Oh, shut up.
Unfortunately, Presley's enormous success at the box office only hampered his hopes of becoming a respected dramatic actor. And that is the dark side of Elvis's Hollywood years, a story that began with infinite possibilities nearly half a century ago.
Yeah, her not having anyone, that's her own choice. So no sympathy card from me.
You know who she does have? She has that whole freaking Scientology.
She can go back to Scientology. She sold herself and everybody else she cared about out to them so she can go to Scientology in her old age.
Well, we're going to get things started out with a young man who is making his 6th appearance on stage shows. He's that
Considering this footage old, it's very good quality.
Hollywood tonight for a screen test. We wish him a lot of luck. Here he is, Elvis Presley.
By the spring of 1956, Elvis's television appearances and record sales had catapulted him from total obscurity to national superstardom. So it was no surprise when Elvis left for Tinseltown to take his shot at the silver screen.
First of all, you get a hit record, and you go on television, and then you go to Hollywood. That's how it happens. So I went to Hollywood, and I wasn't ready for that town, and they wasn't ready for me, you know. So it's all new to me. I was like 19 or 20 years old. So
when Elvis was in Memphis before he went out to Hollywood, he studied Hollywood in his own way. He would go see movies day in and day out. He'd watch movies. He'd go to the movie theaters, and he'd watch movie after movie. He was an usher in a movie theater. He got to see motion pictures over and over, and he studied. He did his homework. He noticed that Clark Gable wore his shirt open, didn't wear an undershirt. He copied that. He noticed that Brando and Jimmy Dean and Tony Curtis and those guys had dark hair, and they didn't do a lot of smiling. And actually that worked for him, because when he got to Hollywood, if you'll notice, all of his early publicity pictures, he's not smiling. Because he said he felt that the guys who smiled a whole lot and had that typical Hollywood blonde hair, blue eyes, smile look actually faded out quicker than the guys who had the demeanor of a Brando or a Jimmy Dean.
if you come into a place, there's nobody there to meet you, you start wondering, you know.
Surely.
Very nice talking to you, sir. We're going to have to run.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Elvis arrived in Hollywood and went straight to Paramount Studios, where he met with legendary producer Hal Wallace, who had arranged for a screen test. It was the beginning of a very productive relationship.
I remember the day Elvis Presley first walked on this lot, his first motion picture set, and he was already very well established. And one of our most prominent producers was Hal Wallace, and he saw in Elvis Presley the same thing he saw in Kirk Douglas and Charlton Heston and the other famous people that he had found. He saw a big movie star, and he brought him here on the lot.
The first half of the screen test featured Elvis lip-syncing blue suede shoes while strumming a stringless prop guitar.
Sound ready? All ready. Let's make a take. Come on. Turn them over. Speed. Action.
So one for the money, two for the show. Three to get ready. Now go, cat, go. Big thing, but stay home for my blue suede shoes.
Cut. Fine. Great.
The second half was a dramatic scene from The Rainmaker, which was slated to be Presley's movie debut. These rare photographs are all that survive of the long-lost Rainmaker screen test.
It would be cool to see that, wouldn't it?
Asked by Hal Wallace to come and see a screen test that he had made of a young man named Elvis Presley. And I had heard of Elvis Presley, but I had never seen him work. And had great trepidation about seeing that, because I didn't think that, from what I had known of Elvis, that he was screen material. I thought he was a passing fancy for young children, especially young girls. But I was very pleasantly surprised. As a matter of fact, my socks were knocked off seeing what I saw on the screen.
Wallace was equally impressed, and after some tough negotiations with Colonel Parker, signed Elvis to a 7-year contract.
Colonel Parker knew about Hal Wallace, knew of his background, knew of the great things he'd done for so many stars and the variety of pictures he had made. Also, Hal Wallace, the producer, knew the importance of keeping Colonel Parker, as you say, in the loop of what was happening, because Colonel Parker really controlled Elvis. So there was a happy marriage between Hal Wallace and Colonel Parker.
Ellis, you made a screen test. Can you tell us the result of that now?
Yeah, we got a 7-year contract with Paramount Pictures. We'll have a movie coming out, I don't know when, but we started making it in June. It's a movie with Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn called The Rainmaker.
Wallace put The Rainmaker into production, but with one...
That would have been cool to have been in a movie with those two actors. Those were big-name actors then.
Minor change in the casting. As planned, Burt Lancaster and Katharine Hepburn starred in the colorful drama. But in the role that had been intended for Elvis, Hal Wallace cast newcomer Earl Holliman.
I was offered a part in The Rainmaker.
Let's see. Quite a dramatic bit, isn't it?
Well, it was, but it wasn't the character in it. I didn't feel I could do it the way that it should be done.
The real reason Elvis dropped out was that the part of Hepburn's kid brother was just too small for the film debut of Elvis Presley.
Without having to trick him.
If Elvis had done The Rainmaker and had done okay in the film, he might have gradually worked his way up to other parts. Who knows?
After The Rainmaker fell through, Hal Wallace set about trying to find a script worthy of the king. Unable to find a suitable project at Paramount, Wallace loaned Elvis to 20th Century Fox for a Civil War drama entitled The Reno Brothers, co-star.
I've heard different stories about Hal Wallace and what he thought of Elvis.
Yeah, same here. I heard stories that he didn't really have time for him. Other times I heard, no, they were quite good together. Very conflicting.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys tell me what you've heard and what you think.
Co-starring Richard Egan, Deborah Paget, and William Campbell.
One day I received a call. They asked me to go up to a certain projection room at 20th Century Fox. They were showing wardrobe of different people, including Deborah Paget. When this beautiful girl's picture came up on the screen, I heard somebody behind me, and I suddenly realized it was Elvis, say, "Golly, boy, is she a looker." He says, "Am I going to kiss her?" And I hear Parker, the colonel, say, "Yeah, I think so, a couple of times." He says, "I can't wait." Finally, the lights went
I don't
up.
believe that for a minute.
Richard Egan and myself were chatting,
I'm
and all of a
sorry,
sudden
I
I get
don't
a
believe
touch
that.
on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Elvis.
Did you ever hear Elvis say "golly"? That was Gomer Pyle said it a lot, but I don't think I ever heard Elvis say it. Golly, am I going to get to kiss her? Oh wow, she's a looker. Come on.
He said, "Mr. Campbell."
That's my southern accent.
He says, "Could I talk to you?" I said, "Sure." He says, "You know, this is the first time I ever did any acting. I want to do a good job in my first picture." He said, "I was wondering if you'd help me out."
I agree, Laurie.
I said, "What do you mean, help you out?" "Elvis." I said, "They're going to photograph you up, down, over, under, left, right." I said, "You're going to look like one of the best actors in America."
Presley as Clint Reno.
And Elvis was doing very well, I thought.
Yeah, I agree with Laura. With Lily.
This was not,
What'd you say?
Especially then, Elvis was way too shy to say that.
Yeah,
Maybe
to somebody he doesn't know.
Maybe in the mid '60s when he had a little bit more, when he was a little bit more wild, he might have.
I don't think he would have been LA. He'd go, "Hey Joe, take the ass on that girl."
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to get those lips.
This wasn't the greatest dialogue in the world. It was a pretty...
Oh my goodness, I almost said something.
In the sense that it was a typical Western kind of motif, the bad guy, the good guy, the morality play, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, let's just say, yeah.
It was a straight drama without songs.
Say you want your lover. Say you ain't laid awake every night by my side thinking of him. Wishing I was Vance. Wishing you'd waited for him and never married me.
Presley was clearly excited
I thought he
about
was really
making a
good
serious
there.
picture.
It's a dramatic picture. It's a love story, but it's not Western.
Who are the stars?
Opposite of you, Al. Deborah Paget and Richard Egan. It's a very good cast, and they have a lot of the big stars in the supporting cast.
When Elvis was first signed to the Reno Brothers, a Confederate love story, it was a straight Western, and he was really looking forward to appearing in a straight role, not non-singing. That was a big deal to him. But again, the studio paid for Elvis Presley, and pretty soon a few songs worked their way into the screenplay. The next thing you know, he's rocking and rolling out on the front porch of a Confederate homestead. It was kind of goofy.
Absolutely agree.
4 songs were added, including a tune that became an instant classic and the film's new title. Since the picture now had musical numbers, it was Campbell's turn to get advice from Elvis.
Bobby Webb, the director, came over and he said, Bill, he said, I want you to bone up on that number that Elvis sings on the porch. I went into orbit. I said, I wasn't hired to sing with Elvis.
Bad choice of words.
I said, I'm not a singer. And I'm sitting there looking at the sheet music, and Elvis was watching this, and I had said a couple of times, I'm sorry, Elvis, the way I feel. And when it was over, he came over laughing, and he said, Bill, he says, what I'm going to do every day, when we have some time, we'll come in here, and we'll go through it, and I'll choreograph this out with you.
Really got it.
All I had to do was
Jackie's boning up.
But nobody else
Right on you, Lily.
to do.
We can't lose Lily. She
did
sticks
it,
with us
I was
all the
still
way.
embarrassed, but years.
It didn't come from me, man. It wasn't me who said that.
No.
It was the 1956 movie. 70 years ago.
Years later, of course, I'm very proud of that moment, being the first one to actually do that with him. We were shooting on the back lot. I will never forget this. And he had his musicians there, and we all ate out there. And Elvis sees all these kids there. And it was supposed to be, if you remember, it was supposed to be like a county fair type thing we were at.
Yeah.
And Elvis took his guitar and jumped on the stage, and his musicians, it had been set up.
The night's still young, Val. The night is still
his
young.
lunch to play for the people.
Or the morning.
And for the kids. He had a great humanity. It was really something. And he did not have
a problem.
A typical ego. I got to the point where I loved him.
Oh, can you imagine if Kathleen were here?
And I thought to myself, when Parker came to me, he said, I'd like you to travel with Elvis. I said, what do you mean, travel with Elvis? I would like you to be his companion. I said, what are you I've got a career. He says, I promise you in every picture you will have the second lead. And I said, look it, Colonel, I appreciate it. And I know that I'd make myself a bundle of bucks. But I said, I can't do it. I've got my own career. Don't you understand?
You just finished a picture with Elvis Presley.
Yes, and Richard Egan. It's called Love Me Tender.
How'd you like working with this man, Elvis Presley?
Oh, very much, Dave. He's a very nice person. He's very cooperative and friendly.
Where are you off to now in your bejeweled chariot?
I'm on my way home for a party I'm giving for the cast and crew of the picture.
On November 16th, 1956, Love Me Tender premiered at the Paramount Theater in New York. Thousands of screaming fans showed up to celebrate Elvis's motion.
It kind of... So I was just thinking, Lori, considering some of the stuff that we've covered in the books lately, Parker's trying to give Elvis a male companion to travel on the road with. I tell you what.
Kind of makes our theory a little bit, gives it a little bit more light, right?
I didn't even want to post that one.
Picture debut, a publicity stunt arranged by Colonel Parker. Love Me Tender earned back its $1 million production cost in just 3 days. Elvis's status as a box office champ was established with his very first film. But reviews were as mixed as the audience's reaction to the ending.
I remember seeing Love Me Tender, and it was really hysterical because when Elvis dies at the end, all the males in the audience cheered and all the girls were crying. There was a real schism between the Elvis Presley fanatics.
I did not like Love Me Tender because he died in it, and I didn't want him to die. I wanted Deborah Paget to fall in love with him, and I wanted him to end up with a girl, and it didn't happen, so it was sad.
The film also made an impression on a couple of future rockers.
Morrison was a big fan of Love Me Tender. Elvis was great in his very first
There
movie.
he
You got
is.
to see the man raw and real. And for me, also Love Me Tender. I'd say for both of us.
Yeah, I
it's Love
agree
Me
with
Tender.
Laurie.
By now, Paramount had found a project for Presley, which began production in January of 1957. As with Love Me Tender, the title tune became a big hit. Loving You was written and directed by Hollywood veteran Hal Cantor.
Hal Wallace sent me to Memphis, Tennessee to meet Elvis in person and to talk about the show, but also to see him in action and to learn as much about his method of operation as I possibly could, and eventually to incorporate some of what I had learned in the film itself, because I had not only written the screenplay, I was now to direct it.
Elvis found Hal Cantor to be the sort of person who would give you the shirt off his back. Literally.
I was wearing a black velour shirt that my wife had given me just before I left to go to Memphis. And Elvis admired the shirt. I said, "Where'd you get that?" And I said, "Do you like it?" He said, "Oh yeah, I like it very much." I said, "If you got another shirt, I'll give you this one." He couldn't believe that I had given him that shirt. He was so proud of that black velour shirt. When he showed up in Hollywood several weeks later to start rehearsing the show, he was wearing that shirt. And I said to him, "That's a good-looking shirt you're wearing there, Elvis." I said, "Where'd you get that?" He said, "Oh, some fan gave it to me." I said, "Okay."
You don't care about me or Tex or anybody, just yourself.
You've got 15 minutes to get on that stage and find out if you've even got a future.
He was opposite a lovely young lady that Hal Wallace had found and was under contract to us here at Paramount, Dolores Hart. They did 2 pictures together, his first picture and his second picture together. And you could tell on the screen.
He was so good.
And on the set, the adulation and the respect and perhaps love that they had for each other. She left our business, became a nun, and she's now, I think, a Mother Superior.
Yeah.
The Loving You storyline was loosely based on Elvis's own experiences with fame, fortune, and controversy.
Loving You was the essence of a great rock and roll movie. I mean, he played this character, Deke Rivers, this poor kid who works his way up through rock and roll and then gets attacked for being too overtly sexual on stage, and then he goes on national TV to defend himself, and then does the most overtly sexual number you've ever seen on camera. I mean, full bump and grind, running up and down the aisles. I mean, it was just amazing to watch.
Loving You also gave Elvis's backup band a chance to appear on camera.
He said, "You guys want to do movies too?" We said, "Well, yeah, I guess we can do 1 or 2 and see what happens." And so we did Loving You, and which was, I thought was a good movie. I thought we had good material there.
As with Love Me Tender, the film made quite an impression on another budding young rocker.
Loving You was amazing. Just the way he was dressed, the bandana around his neck, and just so memorable.
Once again, the film was a huge success. Once again, reviews were mixed, with Elvis his own worst critic.
How do you rate yourself as an actor?
Pretty bad. I mean, that's something you learn through experience. I think that maybe I might accomplish something at it through the years.
You think it's just the sake of acting natural? Don't you do that? In your last 2 pictures, I'd say you have.
In some scenes, I was pretty natural. In others, I was trying to act. And when you start trying to act, you're dead.
How did you find Hal Wallace as a producer-director?
He's a very, very, very fine gentleman.
Did he help you out, or who was the big
Hey,
help
Helen.
you need in your show, Loving You?
Hey, Helen.
Well, there's nobody who helps you out. They have a director and a producer. And just, as far as the acting and as far as singing and all, you're on your own.
They predict that...
Now, I like this video. The ones with definitive Elvis have been really pretty good. But what I like is they've got some interviews with Elvis that I've never even heard. So, comments. Yeah. It's really cool. It's not... we haven't reached the point of Geller and Esposito, but, we don't have them in here. And it just makes it so much nicer.
Easier
Elvis
to
Presley
watch.
will be
Yeah.
another James Dean. Now, have you heard that?
I've heard something about it, but I would never compare myself in any way to James Dean, because James Dean was a genius in acting.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll say that I sure would like to. I mean, I guess there's a lot of actors in Hollywood that would like to have had the ability that James Dean had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I would never compare myself with James Dean in any way.
The Presley-Dean comparison was dismissed by Hal Wallace, who said, "We did not sign Elvis as a second Jimmy Dean. We signed him as a #1 Elvis Presley." Wallace wasn't the only one of his generation to appreciate Elvis's considerable gifts. More and more of the studio brass were starting to admire Presley's talents.
He was a very unique talent. I had completely misjudged him at first. I think most people my age misjudged him.
The older people who were in the business then had their opinions set already, that this was something that was very questionable. Remembering what era that was, that, well, isn't this the kid who moves his hips funny? And
That guy asked him some really good questions too. Isn't that the one where he mentioned about him, shooting his mother or something like that?
Yeah.
Or the one part says, "You're getting too big for your head's getting big." He said, "Well, something about my head hasn't changed. The size of his head hasn't." He was good at coming back with comments, man.
Isn't it vulgar? And he disarmed him so fast because he was very pleasant to work with. It is absolutely flatly true that there was never a guy who worked with him that didn't like him. He'd hit makeup in the morning. He'd start with getting coffee for the hairdresser, then he'd get coffee for the makeup man.
Wow.
Then he'd get coffee for himself. That goes a long way in this business.
Elvis Presley was one among equals on the set, one among equals. He wasn't above anybody who was there. And the people had that feeling. And he was so professional. God, he was so professional.
He was there every morning at 9 o'clock on the butt. He was never late. He knew his lines, and the funny part about it is he knew the other people's lines too, because he had that photographic memory,
You're
And
part of standing
he was
now,
really good
Helen.
with his lines, very cooperative, didn't argue with anybody.
Thank
because
you,
he was
Helen.
trying to
Same
let
to
it be
you.
known in Hollywood he wanted to be a serious actor. He wasn't out there just fooling around trying to make a rock and roll movie, so he wanted to learn the trade and become a part of that Hollywood movie situation.
To make the best of that situation, Elvis tried to make the movie set feel more like home.
We would usually go into the set, and he would go in and sit down at the piano and start singing spirituals. This is the way that he got in the mood. This is the way he relaxed. It just took that for him to relax and to feel at home.
He seems
and
to be in a
feel
lot of
at
these
ease with
things.
The people around him.
Yeah.
And this is what he had to have to be himself.
Being
And he
himself
changed his
also
story
involved
to
a little
suit
fun
whatever
and games
narrative
during
the
those
film was
long
about.
periods of downtime.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Of all
my
people that were around Elvis during that period of time, I would only think he would relate more to in the studio.
Yeah.
But of course, he was on some of the movie scenes too, wasn't he? I don't know. That Gordon Stoker? Is that who that was?
Yeah, Gordon Stoker.
One day I'm going to lunch, and as I'm walking into the commissary door, coming around the corner is this tall fellow with a pompadour and sideburns and a red shirt and jeans and white bucks. And I thought, wow, this is a mighty looking fella. Had no idea who he was. Looked kind of familiar. And as we walk in together, the place is packed. And a lot of people were looking over at him. I didn't know it was because of the sideburns or they knew who he was. Make a long story short, we finished lunch. And he said, "You want to have some fun?" Why not? I'm a 17-year-old kid. Why not have some fun? All the sound stages have these metal ladders bolted to the top of the sound stages. And he just heads on up. And he says, "Come on." And I follow him up to the top. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out balloons. He's got all these balloons. So we go ahead and we fill them up and we start tossing them and then look down and people are jumping and bouncing and we're backing up and it's like 2 10-year-old kids. We are laughing. He's laughing so hard he's literally rolling on the tar paper on the roof in hysterics. Then he goes ahead and he's got this big one, and Poppy lets it go, and he bounces back and says, I gotta go. I just wound up hitting my producer, Hal Wallace, on the head. I'm in trouble.
By the spring of 1957, Elvis's schedule was so jam-packed with concerts, recording sessions, and movie making, he barely had time to move into his new mansion, Graceland, before returning to Hollywood for his next picture, this time at prestigious MGM.
Being in radio and television in Memphis and dreaming about
Fill 'em
Hollywood,
up with
hearing
water.
about those big sound stages and driving through the gates of MGM and all of the fantastic things you heard about in movie studios. MGM was the top of the line at that time. It was the biggest studio in Hollywood, the most famous studio in Hollywood. And as we drove through the studios that first day, I'll never forget it. We were in that limousine, and the gate guard was a guy named Kenny Hollywood.
I got a call that there was a commotion at the Dahlberg Gate at the front of MGM over in Culver City. And they said that Elvis Presley is coming in, and we're just overwhelmed with female workers who are trying to get at the car and everything else. And I said, well, take the kids and chase them away. You're a policeman. And they said, no, you don't understand. It's not kids. It's middle-aged and elderly women who come out of the executive building.
The studio's first order of business was selecting songs from the various tracks Elvis had recorded for his new film, tentatively titled Jailhouse Kid.
The producer, Pam Berman, says, Alex, what number of the 10 you've heard has the most production value? And I said, well, there's only one, Jailhouse Rock. And he said, oh, no, we can't use that. That goes over the titles. And I said, the titles? And he said, yes. And I said, you're wasting a great number. I said, I don't mean to be bragging, but that's a show-stopping number.
But some believe it was Elvis himself who did the choreography.
Watch him dance in Jailhouse Rock. You know, Elvis choreographed that routine in Jailhouse Rock. So the man, the man was a dancer.
So did Elvis or Alex do the choreography? The truth is somewhere in between.
When Alex Romero, who was the choreographer of Jailhouse Rock, first presented the dance sequence for Jailhouse Rock, Elvis shook his head. He said, that's not me. I can't do that, Alex. I appreciate what you've done here. He wanted Elvis to do more of a Gene Nelson, Fred Astaire type.
Can you imagine?
Elvis said, it's not me. I'll try it. And
that would have freaking ended his career.
Right there.
That right after Steve Allen, it would have been over with.
Yeah.
What have you done to my boy? Colonel would have said, what, my boy.
Made him into a pansy.
Elvis, being the cooperative guy, he got up and tried. He said, see, Alex, it's not me. And then that's when Alex said, Elvis, I tell you what, let me incorporate your stage act into what I want to do, and let's see if that'll work. And he went home that night, came back the next day, and he had taken Elvis's stage act and incorporated that into a dance sequence. Elvis said, hey, I can do that, that's me. And in one take, right there in the rehearsal hall at MGM, Elvis had it down.
I can imagine going, doing that Gene Kelly scene when he's going down the street with an umbrella and trying singing in the rain. I see. The girls have been walking out of the studio.
Of course, it became historic in being Elvis's best dance sequence on a motion picture.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. The band was jumping and the
The sequence was way ahead of its time and would serve as the prototype for what would later be called the music video. Presley's enthusiasm while rehearsing the Jailhouse Rock number led to a potentially catastrophic health scare.
In those days, you did
music
musical
video.
pieces that are pure music. You do them ahead of time in pre-production. And that number, Jailhouse Rock, we did do in pre-production.
They don't even realize it's from a movie.
We were up on stage 27, and Elvis came over and said, Dr. what's his name, the dentist, the lot dentist, is making me a cap. And he said, he put a temporary on while it's being manufactured. I said, yeah. And he said, well, it just came off while I was swinging. And listen to me, this is just neat. And he went, and there was a whistling sound.
Everybody.
The damn thing was in him. It was in his lung. So they had a procedure which was a little frightening, where they put him out and then take an instrument and go and get it. So about now, Colonel Parker arrived, and
I can't even come up with a comment to that one, Val.
Nope.
We'll leave that one
and if I've ever seen a man close to a coronary, it was when the doctor was saying, well, no, Colonel, there's nothing to worry about. See, we took this instrument we have, and we just spread the vocal cords, and we go between that right down, and Parker's face was ashen, and he said, but we got hold of it, and then it broke. So now we had two pieces. So we just spread it some more, and of course you could see a whole career passing by.
The classic title song has added significance for one of Elvis's friends.
I remember coming home from that movie, and it was very late at night, and there was this little drizzle out, and Jailhouse Rock came on the radio. And I remember Elvis stopped the car, got out of the car, it was on Fountain Avenue, and he danced, the whole scene he did in the movie, in the middle of the street on Fountain Avenue. And I kept thinking, if people woke up right now and looked out their windows, they'd see Elvis Presley dancing in the streets like Gene Kelly.
Oh, God. What did I just go through say?
Oh, Vince, let's try it again. Vince!
As with Loving You, Jailhouse Rock drew from Elvis's real life, only this time it was about an ex-con who makes it big in Hollywood.
How do you like our movie star, Peggy?
He has adapted very quickly.
Well, there's not much oxygen up where he is, and the man gets lightheaded.
There's Honk. There's Honk.
I'm
going to pause it for you, Val.
There's Honk.
There you go. Look, you got a rear view. This is a butt shot of Honk.
I'm gonna beat hell out of you. Don't try it. You're talking crazy, man. You know you got it coming, son. I said don't try.
Jailhouse Rock is also the love story of this
My boy, my boy.
How dare you think such cheap tactics would work with me?
Funny tactics, honey. It's just a beast in me.
Shortly after filming was completed, Elvis received some tragic news.
We just finished completion of the shooting of Jailhouse Rock. We've been home about a week, and Elvis comes knocking on my door early in the morning. My mom says, it's Elvis, and I go to this, Elvis, what's up? He said, come on, get in the car. I said, what? So I threw on some clothes and jumped in the car. I said, what's wrong? He said, you're not going to believe what happened. I said, Elvis, what happened? He said, Judy Tyler just got killed in an automobile accident. I said, what? Judy Tyler was his co-star in Jailhouse Rock. It was her big break.
She was absolutely beautiful. Julie Tyler. Sure. That was a great role with her, man.
This was her chance to really make a name for herself in Hollywood. You know, opposite Elvis Presley, big motion picture and everything. I said, Elvis, what happened? He said, well, she and her husband were driving home and back to where they lived. I don't know whether it's Utah or wherever. And they were in a fatal accident and they both got killed. And I said, oh, wow. He was really upset. It was one of the times that I really saw Elvis upset, and he was really seriously down and out, and we drove around for about 3 hours. I'm not saying too much either, just driving around Memphis and driving around, and finally we would reminisce about something that happened on the movie set with her, or tell a little story about her, or recall an incident with her in the motion picture, and we just couldn't. So this was Elvis's way of accepting it, and we drove around Memphis, as I said, for about 3 or 4 hours, and he was really depressed that she'd passed away.
Jailhouse Rock is the astounding success story of this rebel with a voice that rocked the world.
Jailhouse Rock was a box office smash when it opened in October of 1957, but opinions can change over the years.
I love Jailhouse Rock. I mean, if I'm going to pick one that I saw it on television the other night, and it was so bad, those things become camp now when you look back on them. You know?
Everybody.
Every time I see Kenny Rogers, I just want to vomit. He's the biggest jerk in real life. He was just a jerk.
Equally campy was the promotional trailer used to attract young moviegoers.
Well, what's the verdict, kids? Another hit for Elvis?
I'll say.
Oh, yes.
That's the title song of Elvis's newest picture, Jailhouse Rock. In it, he sings 6 different songs.
6? Gosh.
And something else very special.
Oh, what's that, Ted?
Elvis acts in Jailhouse Rock. His first dramatic singing role. Plays sort of a blackboard jungle type of kid, you know, and he's terrific. Elvis sings, Elvis fights, Elvis dances, and Elvis falls in love. This picture, Jailhouse Rock's a terrific picture for teenagers, and it's wonderful, too.
Elvis was now...
Didn't that happen in Loving You? Backwoods guy, he fought, he sang, he fell in love.
Yeah, I think so.
The 4th-ranked box office star in Hollywood. As 1958 began, so too did production on Elvis's next picture, which was shot in New Orleans.
You know it's gone, 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 jumping like a catfish on a...
Although many would consider it Presley's finest film, the project
I
was
enjoyed
not
King
intended
Creole
for
too.
Elvis.
King Creole
What's that?
was being prepped.
I enjoyed
James
King
Dean.
Creole also.
Oh,
And it was
it's a great
based
movie.
on a book by Harold Robbins called The Stone for Danny Fisher. James Dean got killed. It was about a fighter. And they changed it to a singer and put Elvis in it.
The director was Michael Curtiz, who had teamed with Hal Wallace to create such classics as The Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, Yankee Doodle Dandy with James Cagney, and Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart. Could they work that same magic on a picture with Elvis Presley?
Ronnie, what are you doing here with this man? How'd you get into this?
How do you get out?
He was so good in it. He was very good in it. I think everyone was shocked. I think Walter Matthau and Paul Stewart and Dean Jagger and all the old hands were shocked at how good he was.
Now he crowns his meteoric rise to fame with a fiery burst of dramatic power as hard-loving, hard-hitting Danny Fisher, who sang his way up from the gutters of lusty, brawling New Orleans.
I was amazed at Elvis's talent. He had a great sense of timing. He was so normal, so real, so natural, and he amazed me. And he went with whatever you did. He would just fall right into it. He was wonderful.
Elvis's favorite movie that I ever knew about when I was dating him was King Creole. And he liked it because the storyline was good. And he liked it because the actors were serious actors that he was playing with or working with. And he would like to do more pictures like that, more dramatic pictures.
Audiences...
I think King Creole, in my opinion, in my taste, is the best soundtrack of all of his movies. You know, Blue Hawaii was good, but also there wasn't a bad song on. It wasn't every song was great. And has, to me, the best opening song of any of his movies was Crawfish.
Audiences were finally given a chance to see what Elvis could do with a first-rate cast and script.
Michael Curtiz was Hungarian, and he had this thick accent. And I don't know if he ever really understood the English language, but he understood the camera and what to do, and his pictures were wonderful. And when I heard that Michael Curtiz was going to do a picture with Elvis, someone said, he's not, but how do they get along? I said, Michael Curtiz can do anything with anyone and do it well.
He was sitting on a chair attached to a huge boom that went up and hovered over the whole dime store set.
Oh, wow.
He had
I didn't realize she was in it.
a big horn that he screamed at people through. And he wasn't like being incredibly sensitive, because if he wanted somebody to move, he'd scream, "Little old lady, move out of the way! Get out of the way, you little old lady!"
Michael Curtiz, he didn't want Elvis for that movie in the beginning, and then he fell in love with Elvis, and I never will forget at the end of the movie, Elvis went up to Michael Curtiz, this was his fourth movie, and said, "Thank you, Mr. Curtiz. Now I know what a director is."
You're a pretty fancy performer, ain't you, kid? Now you know what I do for an encore.
King Creole was a serious picture. It wasn't like some of the others we did on the beach at Hawaii and getting in on a surfboard, and those pictures did not have the depth, I think, that King Creole had.
And we ran it here at the studio.
Yeah, she was She always played kind of a dingbat role later. She was married to Andy Williams. I guess until she passed away. Or one of them passed away, or both of them passed away.
And I saw Elvis a couple of days later and told him I'd seen the picture. I said, Elvis, this is the best thing you have done. It's one of. He said, you know why I was so good at it? Why? He said, because I was hiding. I was hiding behind the makeup of being someone else.
My heart is filled with your...
But Elvis would have to put his promising motion picture career on hold. Shortly before filming began on King Creole, he received a letter informing him that his attendance was requested in the United States Army.
Yeah, it is.
King Creole was coming up right after the holidays down in New Orleans, so Colonel Parker and his people got together with the U.S. government and the draft board and all. And at that time, since there was no war going on, the United States would give you time to clear up your business if you had a project going on. So they gave him a deferment to make King Creole, and he went down and he made King Creole, and he wasn't very happy that he was being drafted, because here you are making millions of dollars, the biggest star in the world, living at Graceland, living in mansions, living in penthouses and suites in Beverly Hills, and making motion pictures, and all of a sudden, boom, you're in the United States Army, a dog-faced soldier. Elvis was patriotic and all, but you know, the truth be known, he wasn't very happy that he had to go in the Army.
King Creole premiered in July of 1958 and was another smash hit. After suffering a critical drubbing for his first 3 films, Elvis got the best reviews he had ever or would ever receive.
There was a time that I don't know when it ended, but there was a time if you were the only male offspring, you could avoid the draft or avoid going in because you were the only person that could carry on the family name.
Oh.
Now I don't know when that ended. I do know it was active at one time. I'd have to look that up. But if at that time it was like that, he could have easily just said, you know, I don't have to go because of that. But
as the Los Angeles Times put it, well, for heaven's sake, Elvis Presley is turning into an actor.
It's gotten so I look longer than a dame with clothes on than one without. I'm not a hoodlum, but I am a hustler. I've had to be for a very simple reason.
Just when audiences were beginning to see Elvis's real potential as a dramatic actor, he had to drop everything so he could serve his country.
While he's in the military, a lot of things happen to society, a lot of things happen to Hollywood, and things can't be the same when he gets back.
While Elvis was away, a lot of other teenage idols arose. You know, they couldn't fill his place, but little girls needed another hero. But when he came back, he took over all over again. Didn't wipe out the scene. All the other people continued, but Elvis was back and the king had returned.
In March of 1960, Sergeant Elvis Presley was discharged from the Army. His first order of business was holding a press conference to announce his plans and hopes.
I'd like to do a little more of a serious role, you know, because my ambition is to progress as an actor, you know, which takes a long time, a lot of experience. Because I have pictures in a row.
I know.
To do, you know.
Always moving, wasn't it?
I hope there won't be a rock and roll picture because I made...
The first time I've ever noticed that, though, was here. It seemed like the shots were always zoomed in. But that's the first time I ever noticed his leg moving like that.
I made 4 already. You can only get away with that for so long.
Look at him.
The idol of millions is back on the scene. He's also newly interested in becoming a serious actor. The Army's loss may be the drama's gain. Who knows?
I've heard stories that Elvis they wanted him for the movie West Side Story, and Colonel Parker said, no, he's not playing a hoodlum. You know, they wanted him for Tony. They wanted Elvis for the lead. Can you imagine the part of Tony, the Richard Beamer part, Elvis doing that? And the colonel said, no, that's a hoodlum. Those are gangs. We don't want Elvis associated with gangs. He's got enough of a hoodlum.
What did he play in King Creole? Hoodlum.
We don't want him to be a hoodlum with the greasy hair and all of that. No way. Zip guns? No, Elvis is not a juvenile delinquent. He's not a hoodlum. He's a good, decent, wholesome American entertainer who's going to give you a roustabout.
Wherever Elvis went, he was welcomed as a returning hero. including at his old stomping grounds, Paramount Studios.
The first day on the set was really different for me, but for Elvis, he was thrilled. You could see he had a big smile on his face. Nobody was welcoming him on
You know what? We ought to start playing a game. Actually, it's probably not a game I should really say here because it's just the bullshit that's been said. Is every time Joe appears on the screen, we all take a shot. I don't know. We'd have to have a shot of the worst tasting whatever.
Oh. And I was just going to say, I was just thinking earlier, oh, it's so peaceful. It flows without BS from Joe.
There you go, Joe.
lot, craft people, all the grips and assistant director, they're all thrilled to see Elvis back at the studio.
But if Elvis expected Paramount to present him with a dramatic, non-musical film, he had another thing coming. Hal Wallace had lined up Norman Taurog and Michael Moore to direct a lightweight musical about an American soldier stationed in West Germany.
Probably if he hadn't been in the service, they wouldn't have done GI Blues. It was be able to come back from the service and now be a part of GI Blues, I think was the whole idea.
Look, boy, the roof's caved in. Captain Hobart's on his way over here. He'll want to talk to you. What about? You're asking me what
I mean, it's a different kind of musical than the films he made previously.
Hey, Renee.
When he sings, he's a knight.
I was just saying earlier, I hope you were going to pop in.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't mind it, but of course the big topic of the time is epic. I didn't know you had that video yet, and somebody said, "Hey, man, you got to." So I thought, well, let's just play it for everybody. I'm sure Renee won't mind. I left you a comment. Oh, I think you already know now. Anyways, no, great video, man. We're gonna keep watching for your follow-ups.
Club entertainer. There's a reason he's singing those songs. In Lovin' You, same thing. He's an entertainer. Now he's going to start making the kind of movie where you burst into song for really no apparent reason. You know, and you're wondering, where's the backup musicians? It's kind of signifying something to come, because pretty soon there'll be a formula for these type movies that he's going to make.
It's Elvis on a love campaign no guy or gal should miss.
Liebe.
Oh, here we go. I got to read this real quick. I met Joe before he died and got to take some photos of him and Shirley at an event in Memphis. It was actually very nice to talk to you and would answer. Yeah, I've always heard from other people that had met him that he was always very nice. He just put a camera in front of him on a documentary, and he's you could change his name to Joe Britannica.
Then, Liebe translated means love.
Oh, you don't have to explain that to a GI. That's one of the first words he learns when he gets over here.
Oh, you too, Tom.
The soundtrack album to GI Blues hit stores in October of 1960, quickly hitting #1 and remaining on the Billboard charts for a staggering 111 weeks. It would be the most successful album of Elvis's career.
Elvis is back.
Up to that point.
He was fabulous. He was,
we know Renee's not working right now because he just said hi to everyone. That's kind of a private joke, but
was doing that particular movie with him. He was a complete
nothing to do with you, Renee. It's just
didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do anything.
Good stuff.
Lots of girlfriends, and well, he had a wonderful sense
this is
of
a while
humor.
back, but.
And I remember
still
that
alive?
thinking at that time, it must be very hard to be him, because he couldn't go anywhere. I mean, he really couldn't. He had a suite up at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, and he couldn't leave.
No, she died in 96.
When the film opened the following month, it did huge business, ending up one of the top-grossing films of 1960. If Elvis had any worries about his post-Army popularity, the 1-2 punch of the GI Blues soundtrack and film immediately dispelled them.
Yeah, check out his channel,
quality
Helen.
of
You'll
those
really
films,
enjoy
however,
it.
remained undiminished. After the promising reviews for King Creole 2 years earlier, Elvis had been counting on more challenging, dramatic roles.
Movies that probably were offered to Marlon Brando, but Brando turned him down for whatever reason. could have been offered to Elvis, but I don't think Hollywood even bothered offering him those movies because they knew he wasn't going to do it. He was going to do light musical comedies in a way, and that's what he was going to do, and that's what he did, and that's a tragedy.
In fact, what's irritating to me too is, you know, I found the majority of all those movies very entertaining. You know, aside, take out the aspect that I would love to have seen him do dramatic roles, but they panned him on the content of those movies, and yet the other movies, the Beach Blanket Bingos with Frankie Avalon or Annette Funicello and all those other ones that didn't have any more of a better script, and they were singing to you know, guppies and whatever lizards, they didn't pan. They were just like raving about them. It just, yeah, it was Elvis. I mean, they just attacked him.
His next film, Flaming Star, had been offered to Marlon Brando, who turned it down.
And this house and all in it will die.
Barbara Eden. It was a moody Western co-starring Barbara Eden in her pre-I Dream of Jeannie days.
He played an Indian in that film, and he was very concerned about what he was doing and whether he did it well, because he was conscious of the fact that he wasn't schooled in this particular facet of his profession, and he wanted to learn, and he was trying to learn. I thought he was great.
This is a little different. It was a little more serious. He took this a little more serious part, and he thought there wasn't going to be as many songs in it. He didn't think there was any songs in it, really, at first, but then they added some songs to it.
With an eye toward lucrative soundtrack sales, the studio was eager to fill the picture with songs, including one that Elvis would have to sing on horseback.
Elvis actually had one of his rare temper tantrums on that set, because he didn't want to sing a song on horseback. And Don Siegel actually wound up getting some of those numbers out of the film. There's only a couple now.
That's good, Val.
Unfortunately, Flaming Star generated little heat at the box office.
I thought it was a good movie.
Elvis's next picture was another
one of my
Wild in the
favorites.
Country, in which he played a would-be writer
that
plagued by
scene.
personal problems.
I
Elvis
like
thought
the
this
whole
was more of a serious
storyline.
role for him.
It was a little
and,
bit more serious.
You know, he got into it. I mean, he really tried, but you know, he was not too thrilled with throwing a couple songs in. There was only, I think, 3 or 4 songs in that whole movie, but he wished there wouldn't have been any songs in it.
My knees are weak, my head is spinning around. I guess that love has turned me upside down. Thought I'd get hurt, but gee, it's turning out swell.
My theme song.
I stumbled, I fell.
Wild in the Country would be the last out-and-out drama Elvis Presley would make for nearly a decade. The message was clear. If the studio wanted to make lots of money, his movies needed lots of songs.
Good for you, Helen. That should be fun.
1961 would be a pivotal year in the motion picture career of Elvis Presley. He had recently signed a new 5-year contract with producer Hal Wallace. The first film under the new agreement was partially shot on location in the recently admitted 50th state, Blue Hawaii.
One of the best movies Elvis made and enjoyed making was definitely Blue Hawaii, because the locations we were on Kauai, and there's a hotel called the Cocoa Palms, which is no longer there. Every night after we were shooting, there was a place we'd go sit outside after dinner. Everybody ate together at night in those days. Every night we sat there and we'd ate with all the people, the crew. Well, most of it was crew people. And after that, you'd go sit in the bar, and Patti Page, the singer, was there because her husband, Charlie Kern, was the choreographer in the movie.
After dinner, he would go to his room, get his guitar, and some of his guys would get their instruments and come back down. And we would just sit around in the lounge there and sing. And that was fun.
Elvis and her would sit, play guitar, and sing songs all evening of the night. It was just something that was just unbelievable. It was like a movie scene in it, but it wasn't. It was just us having a good time. He felt great in it. And those are memories that I can remember.
And Joe didn't have his camera with him at the time?
And he was so happy. And that was one of the happiest movies he ever made.
Patti Page had another connection to Blue Hawaii.
Elvis's cousin Lamar and I, who rode in this little canoe down the lagoon going...
Lamar?
Elvis had a cousin named Lamar.
Don't tell me Lamar Fike was his cousin.
If he was, it's news to me.
Into the wedding when they got married in Blue Hawaii. And they didn't have enough extras to do this. And so Lamar and I offered to do it. And I remember we didn't get paid either, so we weren't members of the extras union, so hope nobody catches me for it after all these years. But Lamar and I took a $1 bill and we each took half of it. And he signed mine and I signed his. And I still have it.
Hawaii is, it's a new state. It's our new 50th state. There's a great deal of excitement, you know, over welcoming Hawaii to the U.S. What could be more commercial than sending Elvis Presley to Hawaii, putting him up against the lush tropical scenery, giving him an incredible bevy of beauties, including Joan Blackman. You know, they're really not his equal in many ways, but they're pretty, they're eye candy. It's got 14 songs, which means there's a soundtrack you can sell. It's got one song.
Now that's an image I got stuck in my head. Lamar in a little canoe.
It's absolutely terrific. Can't Help Falling in Love. Probably one of the greatest ballads Elvis ever did, which is going to give it
I don't have to do anything. You guys
which is
are
important. You know, they're going to be able to sell records at the same time. And a plot that is sort of cute. The plot isn't offensive. It doesn't threaten you. It's got a number of gags. It's got a little romance in it, non-threatening romance. You know, and pretty much you have the Elvis Presley formula. Blue Hawaii becomes the cookie cutter for the films to come.
Blue Hawaii opened in November of 1961 and went on to become the highest-grossing film of Elvis's career thus far.
Hi, Eric.
The fastest-selling album in the nation, it's Elvis. RCA Victor presents the original soundtrack.
As with GI Blues, the Blue Hawaii soundtrack album was released a month before the film came out. It hit #1 on the Billboard charts and stayed there for an impressive 20 weeks. Even as his popularity soared, his albums sold, and his movies made a mint, Elvis's hopes of becoming a serious actor were drifting further and further beyond his grasp.
I told Parker, said, I don't know why you didn't let Elvis get some training. Could have had a major performer. I mean, he was a major personality, probably the greatest personality.
Imagine this guy
certainly anybody that I ever saw, including the Beatles. He was one man. The Beatles were four. I mean, you got a different dynamic going. But I said no one was more personable.
Sorry, but I
got some comments that would be too bad. I can't. It's hilarious.
I mean, he could really touch the public. Be they old, young, middle-aged, it didn't make any difference. I said, I witnessed that.
I think maybe Colonel wanted him for a companion.
Well, Bill, I thought it was better to put him in those things that he knew best.
I think the great shame here is that Elvis could have made 50 incredible movies that would have really highlighted what a good actor this guy was. Working with the right people, working with the right directors. But it appeared like nobody really wanted him to do that. You know, they wanted him to dance on tables and have go-go girls behind him the whole time. I never really got that, never understood that. But you never miss the opportunity to see it. You know, King Creole was a great film. Jailhouse Rock was a great film. But I think as time went on, he wasn't really, maybe he wasn't into it so much, I don't know. But it came across like he wasn't really into it.
Like the Colonel even allowed that old McDonald's scene is beyond me. That's such an insult.
Let's see who produced it. Any names? Joe, executive consultant, Joe Esposito. Huh? Well, that wasn't half bad. It's kind of funny in some spots.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad overall.
And we got next week we'll do part 2 of the Hollywood years. I guess it'll take us all the way through Change of Habit, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
That brought us some. Here, let me move this. That brought us some little bit of a few
comic
laughs.
relief. Yeah,
comic relief, which we need, but I don't know. We started off really good. We had some good stuff today. The epic thing, especially. Start off that day and then end with this. A little bit of Priscilla there. I'm trying to adjust my chair here.
Hey, that guy came out with a few very, how can I say, very, very trying comments.
Yeah. At least we didn't. Well, of course, we're only in volume 3 here. We got 13 more to go. So we'll have Larry in or somewhere along the line.
But still, imagine seeing Lamar in the canoe.
You know what's interesting though?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's probably good. That's probably going to wind up being a different volume. But Lisa's Marie hasn't popped up. I mean, Priscilla.
Priscilla, no.
Okay. We got. Okay, never mind. DVD number 3. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Volume number 5 will be the Army years, and then DVD 4 will begin with Elvis and Priscilla. So it's going to cover it all.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Memphis Mafia, Elvis and the Colonel, the many loves of Elvis, the intimate loves of Elvis, the comeback, the Vegas years. Some pretty cool stuff. I mean, it's not a bad production of a box set. At least it's not one of these cheesy ones they stick on Amazon or Netflix that are just made by some, influencer somewhere that cuts and pastes. And sorry guys, I'm making noise here. I gotta adjust my setup here a little bit. It's we see some of these other ones that are just flat out it's all AI. The AI ones I hate, and I try to catch those. I'm not going to be playing the full AI ones. I don't mind the narration as long as they get the narration right.
Yeah, as long as they get the facts right.
Yeah. Well, we had a few new people here today. Good to see you, Helen. It was nice that you joined us. Everybody else, Eric, Lily. Real quick, this week, and in fact, I just thought of this, and I haven't mentioned it to Cam yet because it's going to affect him as far as schedule. So on Saturday when we do our watch party, we usually start it at 5, but I'm going to wind up having to delay it an hour, and the reason being is Cam was actually on the phone with me when I got the message, but a very dear friend of mine that goes all the way back to when I was 17 years old. We've been friends all she passed away. Actually, it's really strange. I don't believe in. I'm not really a strong believer in I don't know what the word would be. Psychic connections and all that. And not really a whole lot. I believe there's something there. But her and I always seem to have some kind of connection to where I could be sitting here thinking of her, and then like an hour later she calls me. And it happens the other way. It's really strange. I think the people just don't realize. I'm a believer that people don't really know what the brain can actually do. And anyway, I think Elon Musk is delving into some of that and understanding a lot of that with some of the miracles that he's been coming up with. But anyway, she died on July 2nd. And it had been about a year since I called her, and I called her 2 days before, and she just gotten home from the hospital. Has been in there for 3 months. She didn't tell me what was going on. She didn't want me to know that she was on her last days, that she was coming home to pass away. And her stepdaughter sent me a message on Facebook a couple of days ago. Cam and I were talking. I just kind of floored me. So anyway, I can't go to the memorial, but they're going to do it by Zoom. So I cannot not go. So attend it. So it's only going to be about 30-minute memorial. So I'm going to set the start time for 6. I know that's going to affect Cam's hours an hour later. So but I don't want to cancel out the watch party, because a lot of you all look forward to it. I look forward to it, and I think it'll probably help me out right afterwards, because I am going to get a little emotional about the thing. She was an opera singer, beautiful voice, and she was 17 years older than I am. I'm 67, so that makes her 84. She had auditioned for the movie Sound of Music. She was living in Germany at the time. She's from America, born in California, but she had auditioned for a role in Sound of Music. She didn't get the role, but she studied opera and sang opera and all that. So when I met her here in Georgia, me playing guitar, we formed a little duet, and we would play weddings. She would sing Carpenter songs and stuff like that. So we just became really good friends over the years, really close. And so I need to say goodbye to her on Saturday. So we'll be delayed an hour on Saturday. So instead of 5, it'll be at 6. I just want everybody to be aware of that. And I know it messes with can't, because that makes it 11 to 12. That makes it
midnight.
Makes it midnight
Sunday morning for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's up to you, Cam, if you want to just cut out early, or, however you want to do it. It's up to you.
Oh, it's okay. An hour is not going to kill me. I got the whole of Sunday to recoup. So.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, I talked to her husband yesterday or the day before, and his spirits are up. They knew it. They knew it was coming. And in one aspect, I was a little upset that she didn't let me know, but I also understand why she didn't. So, she's just one of those lifelong friends, which I don't have many of anymore. In fact, she's the last one of a friend that goes that far back, that was a lifetime friend. Because I lost another one 3, 4, 5 years ago to cancer. And very quick. They discovered it, and he was dead a month later.
Wow.
But him and I went back 30 years. We worked together. We played together. He was a guitar player. He could do such good. He used to do a great Cat Stevens. Oh, he sounded just like Cat Stevens. So, anyway, it sucks starting to get this age and watching, friends from that time period not being around anymore, So, anyway, enjoy life, you guys, and that's another reason why I enjoy this channel. I've got some great emails from you guys in the last week, and you guys know who you are. I don't ever say who, because I keep the privacy. But they're all wonderful emails. You guys let us know how much you love us, how much you enjoy the show. You send stuff. Oh, you keep sending those recommendations, man. The one I played the night of Priscilla was from one of you guys. And you know who I don't think she's on tonight. But anyway, why don't I just go say her name? Huh?
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Although we learn too, as it goes, we learn a lot from you guys too. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I just, for a while I used to be so embarrassed, because I grew up on Elvis. 62 was my first time I saw a movie. I was fortunate enough to see him in concert a few times, and I grew up with them. I grew up in the movie era, and I thought I knew everything. That I thought I knew a lot. I never believed I knew everything, but I know now I don't know as much as I thought. And when I first started this channel, and I would find things, I was embarrassed. Like, here I brag, I've been an Elvis fan for 50 years, 60 years, 60 years, and I don't know this and I don't know that. But now, it's different. I'm proud to learn stuff. It's exciting, and you guys teach us a lot. You guys, when we have these chats, when we're discussing the book and all that, you guys have really corrected a lot of things that I've misunderstood and guided me in the direction, and really I've gotten into some subjects and some books. And anyway, you guys know what I mean. You guys know how much I appreciate everything you guys do.
You know what the cool thing is, though? I just realized it now. Besides this being my favorite school, I mean, I like this more than I ever liked school. I think. But if you think about it, we don't only learn about Elvis. We learn about life in general. People's perceptions, what people think, what people believe, how they think. It's just insane how such a wide area or floor or space
it's the world
that can be seen as life in general can be brought together and held together under one umbrella of Elvis.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I got a few more things we can, if you guys want to hang a little bit more. Got a few more things I want to share, so I can clean them out of here. But first of all, we got I shared those. Maybe I didn't put them in here, but I saw one in one of the comments. Now on Saturdays we have what we call the trifecta, and we do 3 things that day. We do a live book chat at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll put out all the notifications. So if you subscribe to us, or if you're part of Discord, join us. The links will be down in the description below, and you'll get notifications. But we also have a radio station. It's on Live 365 network, and our radio is Elvis, the Blue Moon Radio. Elvis 24/7, 7 days a week, no commercials. And we're getting ready to start some live shows here, hopefully this week. At least do one this week. We're going to do a 2-hour midnight show called Midnight Madness. So,
hopefully too.
Yeah, we're gonna really push that. But on the radio, it's all like I said. It cycles through every song he recorded in the studios and the soundtracks, and then we're going to do some special stuff of like FTDs and all the outtakes and things like that. So, check it out. If you got it on a phone, get the app 365 Live 365. This app right there. And then when you go there, do a search for Blue Moon Radio. It's the only one there. Click on it, and you can listen to it. You can listen to some phone.
Banjo Paul is in the house.
Ruh-roh. There he is. But yeah, we have some great conversations on the Saturday morning at 11 book chat. Then Cam and I record every Thursday. We record a inside the studio session where we play all the takes that were made of 2 to sometimes 3 songs, and we analyze them, and it's really cool. We really watch the evolution of the song, and then it premieres on Saturdays at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, and then we're back normally at 5 p.m. but this Saturday will be 6 with another video watch. And I haven't picked the one for this week, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be a banger. So, guys, if it's late for you, if it's, I will make sure that I wake your ass up. You can go out there and feed them. And then milk the... You you guys still? I'm tired. Yeah, you know. And if you're near a swamp. All right, guys. Oh shit! I gotta turn that off. I didn't realize it was that long. All right, so what do we got here? Oh no, the rooster. Yeah. I got my. We play around. We got our. Yeah. You're right. That's right. So and we're gonna have an episode. We haven't decided on the exact name, but we're gonna have a feature on the radio where you can call in and get help from Dr. Rick.
Here we go with the Barry White voice again. There we go, Lily. Well,
Barry is in the house. Turn your radio down low. Put on those lights. Sit back because Barry is going to get hairy. Trust me, I've only had coffee, but I am getting that comes from the bowels. Was it purple? Where I live, no birdie, only twisting wind. oh. Let's see, what do I got? What?
Hey, good night, Donna.
Who's leaving?
Donna, she had to go sleep. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Donna. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hope you had fun. Yeah, so we still got Val here, don't we? I got something for her. That's Val's theme.
Janet, the bug is bitten, Janet.
Can you imagine where this radio station will be heading? Way down. Oh, I got to come up with a sound effect with that, with JD going at the end, way down. Hey, hang on, Rick. I've got 2 more hours in me yet. That's what band is. Oh, where's the hey, baby? Go for it, man. Hey.
Oh, I tell you. Well, they all told you, Janet. They told you 2 weeks ago. They said...
There you go. Go ahead, Cam. Somebody called for the baby.
They told you 2 weeks ago. They said, I think it was 𝐃𝐸 or Val that said, oh, no, we'll get you to turn shortly.
Yeah.
Janet has turned.
Yeah, I kind of... We did yesterday when we got the announcement that they were going to announce at 10 o'clock about the epic. Oh my God. I feel bad because, first of all, I had just woken up. I think Cam had just woken up, and I decided I'm going to go on. And if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. But I did the vertical with on a phone, and so we got on and we're waiting, and so Steve pops in, and he goes. All he says is the 7th of September, Toronto, and I look at that. I go. I feel bad afterwards because I was just playing around, and I hope he wasn't offended. But I come back and I say, "Well, Steve, you can't say hi, Rick and Cam. You just come out with 7." He goes, "Well, I'm at work." Oh, I had to get leave of there. I gave him a hard time, and I don't know Steve personally. I just know him through the channel, and I just hope he's got a great sense of humor because he's got to know it's all out of love and just the fun of all, because I have a good feeling that guy can really give it back, so I think it's going to be coming. He's going to get back at me. So anyway, so we did that. I put out the little video, and it was kind of fun. We got some good response from it. I added a little intro to it to just kind of make it a little more interesting and reposted it up on the video. So people were looking for it. It's not there on the live anymore. I moved it over so that we get some more views on it. But so this weekend I'm kind of hoping to what is the date this week? So this weekend is going to be the last Saturday, I think, 26. No, there'll be one more Saturday before the release of Peter Gronick's book. So we'll have 2 more Saturdays of the Colonel books we've been covering, and then we're done. Then I'm going to do the Peter Gronick book, and we're going to do a live feed when that book's released at midnight. When it pops up, I get it on Kindle, and we're just going to kind of review it. I can't read anything; I'll get copyrighted. But we're going to see what's in it. I want to go to the document section. So we're going to do that. That should be interesting. This is 𝐶 Yeah. The first goodbye.
They know us like
look at Paul. Infuse the coffee, Rick. Are you telling I speak funny? First goodbye.
Oh.
Yeah. We do have a tendency to say goodbye for about 2 hours. I don't know. It's the same thing with Cam and I when we're talking. I'll say, okay, I got to go. I got to get something to eat, everything. I say, I got to eat some lunch. And by the time we're through, I'm fixing dinner. It's serious. We have some great conversations. 𝐶 and the now. The end is near. Yeah. Dang it. I didn't get the notification. I didn't remember, so I'm on way too late. Sorry, Deb. You'll have to catch the replay. We'll be back on Saturday morning. We got our trifecta Saturday. So, hopefully we catch you then. I know it's kind of hard for some people, but we have I like this midnight one for the group we have. It's fun. And then we can catch other groups. We can catch more people on the Saturday one. But the midnight one just seems to be a little more relaxed and a little more Barry White here. Ooh, wasn't that a good song?
Val, I can't stay another 2 hours. Sorry.
To read me like a fool. Okay. All right, guys. We better go. What time is it? It's actually I do have to go. I got my 6-month checkup with a doctor in the morning, so I don't want to look like I've been up all night, which I have. What time is it? 2:15. Carrie is asking about you seeing Elvis. Yes, Carrie, I saw him. Lily, oh my God, Barry White. Yeah, I saw Elvis in 72, 74, and 76. I was very lucky. Very lucky. Saw him in Vegas, saw him in Los Angeles, and I saw him in Atlanta. So, great experiences. I say it every time when I talk about it. I kind of sometimes don't talk about it, mention it, because I just feel like I'm like, it's not me. It's not. It just feel like I like rub it. Some people think I'm rubbing it in their faces. Not on this channel, but it used to be. So I quit talking about it. But with this group, I know you guys don't think that way. I just think it was kind of a little bit of a badge of honor to be able to see it, because I like sharing it, because there's so many people that they haven't. It's less and less people that have seen them now. Every year that go, there's less and less people, and it's just we got to keep those memories out there. I'm listening while I'm sleeping. Never slept so well. Let's see. Carrie's down. Carrie, awesome. Mine was at St. Louis. Ooh, cool. Where was he at? Was he at the in St. Louis? Did he play the Fox, or did he play? Oh, 73. He would have played the Fox. He must have played the where the Blues play. I lived in St. Louis from 90 to 92. But that 73, I bet you that was a good show. We want to hear about it. Well, 72 was in Vegas. I was 14 years old. Totally different. A lot of people that have seen them in one place or the other, or not both, don't get the feeling of both, because they're totally two different experiences. The Vegas is just more of a kind of it was a dinner show, and it was like a dinner atmosphere. Of course, people got into it. They were screaming, and some screaming a lot, but it's more relaxed. It wasn't like at an arena where people are jumping out, they're rushing the stage. You don't do that in Vegas. you sit at your table, and they protect that. And some people, when he starts kissing girls, they let the girls go up, or whatever, guys, and the girls go up there, and they get kisses and all that, and they have to go back to their tables. Great experience. Then in Los Angeles at the Forum, 74, went to the afternoon show. The evening show is the one that Led Zeppelin met him, and the show I went to was the one he first wore the peacock suit. And then the other day, I played some clips from the concert in Atlanta here on the show. I went through and played a few clips from it. So that was, I don't even know if I still have that, or if anybody's interested in seeing it again, a little bit of it. But I don't know if I deleted it or not. They're audience recordings, but somebody enhanced them. Yeah, I think I took it out because of it takes up a lot of memory. I could put it up later. But where's that? Fake. Oh, there it is. Ooh, that's loud. So here, I'm just gonna real quick. So this is the Omni. This is the night before he did that big New Year's Eve in Pittsburgh. It's a good audience recording.
Yeah.
Sweet Martin too.
3, 4, 6.
This is a good steak. I love this part, what he does with the guitar. Oh, he does that after I Got a Woman. So that's a clip from the show. This video is about 10 minutes long. I was lucky to be able to get this video because the videos that used to be out when they were before they got enhanced, they were horrible, and the audio was bad. But
you could barely see anything.
I know. And then Bruce Jackson, he passed away a few years back. He was the sound engineer, and he used to record the audio from the soundboard onto tape and keep soundboard recordings. They weren't studio quality, but they were really good quality. So what he did is he got a hold of the the videotapes. He had them enhanced, and he took the videos and he synced them all, the audio, and synced them all together and released these. So I got really lucky with that. And I'm fortunate enough to have the audio from the first concert and the second concert. So, the more and more you do research, you can find the shows that you went to on audio, and hopefully they're good. But that was the Atlanta show. That's the Arabian, the 74 Arabian suit that he wore there. It really sparkled. What? 𝐶-cat? Oh, you're talking about, what's his name? Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, I was never a fan of his, but...
Is it for real now? Because a couple of months ago, that same post went out on Facebook.
Yeah, no, it's on all the major news stations and all that. He knew he made the announcement before he did that last show that he was dying, and that would be his last show, and they knew it was only going to be a couple of weeks. He did the concert in a chair, pretty much. So, yeah, it was. I really wish I'd been at the show with Led Zeppelin. We almost were able to get tickets for the second show, but they would have been scalpers tickets, and back then, my dad wasn't going to pay that kind of money for a scalpers tickets, and I wasn't making much money off my paper route. So, but it was a good show. The one here in Atlanta, I was sitting right behind JD and the Stamps. I mean, almost directly behind them. They were probably about 15 feet away from me. and then Elvis walked out from underneath the tunnel right to the right of him. So I got to watch him walk out and come on up. And then when he left, he came right down and in. And we didn't take a camera because they threatened to take the cameras, but everybody was taking freaking pictures. But
Thank you, Janet. See you Saturday.
Yeah, thanks, Janet. Good to see you. Yeah, that suit was very sparkling and very shiny. But I think of that's just one of outside of personal stuff like my children and all that, and my personal life. That's the thing that's the best memory I have, and I like talking about it now and then because it keeps it fresh in my mind. So he wore the lucky suit when I saw him in Vegas, and of course he wore the peacock. It was the first time, and he also sang a song called "You Can Have Her." It was the only time he ever sang it in concert ever, and that was a Roy Hamilton song, and he blew the roof off that place. So if you ever get a chance, Google. Actually, maybe I'll find it and I'll play it here. What else we got before we go? I seriously got to get some rest before the doctor's appointments tomorrow. So, today's Tuesday. So we'll see you all. Well, you guys will get some notifications. Once again, Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, it's free. A lot of notifications. The same thing with WhatsApp. It looks like Cam and I were able to resolve the spammers thing on there. Let me see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something here. Discord. Where's this? Here. This is Discord right here. I'll have the link down, but if you this is the invite link. If you want to join it, you'll get notifications. You can share. I put videos on there. We talk. It's great communication. You'll get immediate notifications right away outside of YouTube. So if you get both the YouTube ones and that, and I'm beginning to post more stuff there on that and on WhatsApp. So
I have a suggestion though.
What's that?
In terms of putting links down in the description, because I think that's how we got the spammers issue with the WhatsApp at first. My suggestion is rather this: if anybody would like to join the Discord or the WhatsApp chat group during the live when we're busy like this, or with a Sunday show or watch party or whatever the case may be, mention it, and then we'll put the link in the chat. And then while we're online, you guys can click the link. Because if we put it down in the description like we did in the past, we won't get that scamming issue again.
I'm clicking the link now. I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Because there are, unfortunately, I did do some research yesterday. There are, unfortunately, businesses out there, and especially marketing businesses. They've now written bots that scan YouTube X and what's the other one? Instagram for links to channels and businesses, and then those bots collect the information and then they spam out their company information to those links.
Well, there's the Discord link right there. So if you want to join it, just click it, and then I'll reply. Just say hello. All I gotta do is just say hello. But it's great. It's a nice little chat thing, and it's not. It doesn't cost anything. It's a great format.
Thank you, Eric. Have a great night.
All right, guys, listen, I'm going to go. I seriously got to go. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. I think it was a really cool video this time. No, not too much Joe, but he kind of gives us a little bit of, humor there.
It keeps us on the light side of life.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Cam?
No, besides my regular thank yous every week. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys the reason why we do it. So you guys not here, we not here. So thanks to you guys. Thanks.
All right, we shall see you 2.5 hour show. That's pretty good. We will see you all Saturday. Hopefully, have a great week, and love you guys, and appreciate everything you do for us. Keep those emails coming. Send me all these links.
Thank
Bye.
you, guys. Later.